The socks and the stick, the wardrobe, the window, the yellow, all lost. I could feel the dark, a thing in the room, a thing of substance. I don't remember being afraid, but the dark was now real to me. There, in a farmhouse I can't name or place, in another child's bedroom that probably no longer exists, that might have been where it started. Since then, I've taken notice of the dark. I've grown to know a delicate dusk in my fingers like cool cloth, and the full grip darkness of night, sticky, burring to my skin and my hair and my clothes like goosegrass. I've ventured in moonless drizzle, shape-shifting. The dark has felt weighted, waiting, but it's still been mostly a kind of aside. It wasn't a thing that mattered. Then, something happened to my dad. A couple of years ago, an ambulance came to take him to hospital, where he was diagnosed with delirium and subsequently with dementia. The delirium kept him busy, coming and going from the nurses' station, helping out. He'd worked for the ambulance service for many years, and he simply thought he was back on duty again. He was comforted by the sepia familiarity of old habits. But when he came home, his relationship to the dark, as to much else, had changed. There was a metaphorical element to this. The world reduced and blackened. Darkness began to hound him, the inevitable closure of night over day. But the difference wasn't only in the figurative sense. He also demonstrated a physical sensitivity to the dark. His illness manifested in an obsession, a bodily preoccupation with darkness. Early on, he became acutely susceptible to sensory stimulation, to hot and cold, sound, the widening or tightening of space, and particularly to light and dark. He wasn't noticeably afraid of the dark, so much as now constantly attuned to it. He became newly alert to shadow, boundaries between light and dark, the visual transition between sunshine and shade, for example, perplexed and disorientated him, but also transfixed him. He would stand, motionless, and stare at the dark, seeing something, feeling something the rest of us could not. In unlit corners of the house, he inhabited a kind of new dimension, in which darkness allowed for a different configuration of time and space. A sneaky elf man peered out from behind the sideboard most nights. His parents came and went, briefly spotlit. He heard and smelled a world of things hidden by the dark, but immediate and vivid. As the illness got worse, he needed the certainty of constant light levels, an unchanging environment that didn't surprise or confuse him, a monotony of time and place which left no room for the multiplicities of darkness. Watching Dad took me back to the farmhouse bedroom. For him now, as for me then, this was a raw, new, demanding dark, strange and tangible. From the start, inevitably, it had the better of him. This dark was cunning and lithe. As he edged towards it, it circled back on him. It was deeper and darker than he could ever have imagined. There's no way of holding back the dark. It slips through your fingers, pools beneath your feet. My dad never talked about or even admitted his dementia. He didn't ask for help. Perhaps he knew that I couldn't help him, that no one could. Perhaps he didn't want to draw me to that place he was in. But watching over Dad's shoulder, I became newly aware of darkness and what it might be. I began to think about it more fully. What had been little more than a careless fascination seemed newly urgent. I had questions. What does it mean to experience the dark? What even is the dark? With Dad by my side, I set about trying to find out.